Very good to meet you, sir. So, Robin Hood on Thursdays, Wednesdays,
You know, we're very strong with our art.
How international your community is?
Interested in the individual, and we're interested in what we can do for that individual to help them to fulfill their potential.
Now, I already saw some faces, happy faces. Happy faces of children, happy faces of school staff.
Hello, surprised, not by the fact that we're about to show you an interview with the head teacher of a British private school, but by what they're wearing today. Robin Hood, that's right. At Farlington School, as across the UK, it's World Book Day. Staff and students alike have chosen their favourite literary characters and dressed up. Interestingly, we only found out about the celebration during the school tour. Otherwise, we would have joined in too. But enough about that. Meet the head teacher of Farlington School.
Very good to meet you, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to Farlington.
This is not my first time at the school. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I was here and interviewed a Russian student, Alexandra.
Oh, yes.
Yes, she stayed with the school for such a long time. Even then, she was at the beginning of her educational journey at the school. She gave such a good feedback. I was hoping to see her now, but I know she had difficulties traveling.
Yes.
That's okay. Is it okay for us to sit
Please
down?
do. Have a seat.
Can we have Moira as well?
Please
Join
do.
us?
Yes, come on, Moira.
Sit next to me.
Remember Alex from our interview 5 years ago? Back then, she was a young girl just starting at Farlington. You can find that interview linked in the description. Today, she's a university student who still maintains close connections with both her former teachers and boarding staff, a testament to the lasting relationships formed here.
That Mr. Pisam not always dressed like that.
No,
or maybe you are.
Only on Thursdays.
Only on Thursdays.
Why not?
So, Robin Hood on Thursdays, Wednesdays,
I think Maid Marian.
Okay. Are you any good with
archery?
Yeah.
Do you know, when I was younger, I did have a go. The fact that I don't do it still probably tells its own story.
Of course, I see. Did you go yourself to the boarding school? Or?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah,
Really?
I boarded as a student. So I went to a school in the northwest of England where the prevailing gales blew through the windows because the windows were pretty old and had gaps in, and it was pretty chilly.
And probably some listed buildings you couldn't do anything.
Absolutely, all of that stuff.
So dormitories and all that stuff. You had that experience.
I did. I loved it, though. And the friends that I made through that experience are, you know, they still count amongst my best friends now. And you know, whether I see them, you know, there's a gap of a few months or whether there's a gap of a few years, within 3 minutes of being in the room together, it's like we've never been apart. And I think that's the magic of boarding. That's what really...
That's what I always say as well. You know, I have 12 and 14-year-olds.
Right.
They're still day schooling, but from next year, they're going into boarding. Because I see many benefits in boarding schooling.
Why consider boarding school for children, even when day schooling is an option? Many parents choose boarding to give their kids a fuller, more immersive educational experience. The reasons behind this choice are worth exploring and can be discussed in detail during a personal consultation. What's one of boarding's most valuable benefits? The friendships children forge with peers from around the world create connections that often last a lifetime.
And sometimes, you know, because you have different cultures, there can be some quite difficult positions that, you know, people have formed or bring with them culturally. And actually, I think by the very nature of our environment and with good people around to support and help, you can actually help them to have really good conversations that move their own thinking on in these issues and create ultimately greater tolerance. Which is so important for, I think, our world, even more so at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. I always say, I've been living in this country for many years now, I'm originally from Kazakhstan.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I always say that British people, English people, in my opinion, most tolerant out of all European. It's my opinion.
Yeah,
But
interesting.
I think this tolerance reflects in private schools as well, which is very good. How international your community is?
Yeah, I would say that it's a good range. We do have, probably half of our borders at least come from China and Hong Kong as countries, to be fair, but we're increasingly growing. So you've mentioned Alex, but we've got, I was on a call only this week with a young man in Africa. I think we've got some Europeans, so some children who come from Spain, and actually thinking ahead, we did our scholarships on Monday, and two of our sixth form scholar applicants, one came from Spain, and the other one came from France, and they travelled specially to come in and do the
Exams.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm trying to create here, is to have a really cosmopolitan group of children where they really benefit from diversity and having those different ideas and different cultures that just enriches them. And by the time they've had, hopefully, whether it's 7 years because they join in year 7 or 5 because they come in year 9 or whether it's 2 because they join us in the sixth form, you just want them at the end of that journey to be walking out the door more rounded as human beings and more developed for the benefit of the people that they've been sharing their home with.
Have you noticed how often the word diversity comes up these days? In schools, it's more than just a buzzword. Students learn to understand and embrace not only different cultures, races, and skin colors, but also a variety of perspectives and ways of thinking. In the UK, this diversity is essential, as the population itself is incredibly varied.
Would you say that you're strong at some pathways, university pathways, more than other pathways? Do you have speciality?
I do think we tend to be, our pathways at the moment tend to be quite academic pathways. So, you've got people going to Russell Group universities, they're looking to do engineering degrees or medicine, or, we're very strong with our art. The art here is a wonderful thing, and you will see it when you look around. And
we are planning to have a tour of the school,
Well,
and art department is.
I was telling you how.
I would love to visit the art department.
that will be a treat. And we our students this year they run the Independent Schools Association. The work is very high. And a lot of our students from there, if I think about our current year 13s, there's about 5 of them who are either going off to art college or want to go to do fashion and design courses, and they really are very, very strong candidates for that.
That's wonderful.
Worried about whether your child will adapt to studying abroad? Questions about homesickness, making friends, and academic challenges are natural. Many of these questions are addressed across numerous videos available on our channel. We maintain several channels with extensive content to explore. Prefer direct answers? Book a consultation to address specific questions. All details are in the video description.
You are quite academic, but at the same time, like arts, performing arts as well.
We take great pride in the fact we're an all-round education for our students, and and also as a school, we don't take the approach of, well, if you aren't applying to us top 5% of academic ability, then we're not going to talk to you. We will look at each individual on their own merit.
So you're non-selective?
We're not academically selective.
Okay.
We are interested in the individual, and we're interested in what we can do for that individual to help them to fulfill their potential.
And how to develop that individual.
Absolutely, because every student has got potential and ability, and they might find maths is really difficult, but they could be phenomenal in the art room, or in performing arts, as you say, or on the sports pitch, and vice versa. You can have some students who find those subjects really hard, but they can be amazing mathematicians and brilliant scientists. And I think when you look at academically selected schools, what you tend to see is that you have to be very academic across a range of subjects. And in doing that, you can miss children who are really very talented and very gifted in certain areas, but just can't necessarily do it across a range of subjects.
Exactly.
And, you know, I have a saying I always refer to, which is, you know, make your strengths stronger. And I think that, you know, if you've got people who are talented and they've got that potential, that might be their career or where they're going to go. And actually, let's really do something special with that, and let's try and move that forward, so that ultimately, when they are looking to leave and move on to the next stage of their lives, be that education, an apprenticeship, whatever it might be, they've got options. Because I think our job is to create opportunities, realistic opportunities for them, and then hopefully to give them enough tools and enough sense and enough knowledge to be able to make good choices.
How do we know which schools truly deserve recommendation? At Maryadi, we've personally visited every institution we suggest to clients. Maryadi carefully explores every recommended school, checking facilities, observing the environment, and consulting with staff firsthand. This personal knowledge allows Maryadi to provide professional, individualized consultation. Contact us through any method listed in the description.
Can I just say, and this is not, I'm saying on camera, was it half an hour I was here, when half an hour ago I came, now I already saw some faces, happy faces. Happy faces of children, happy faces of school staff. Maybe it's a book day as well, special day.
Special day.
I think the costumes have definitely given people a smile.
Yeah, but the atmosphere is there, isn't it? Friendliness. Always like that, right?
Yeah.
It's a really warm family school. It doesn't matter when you come. I even had some families walk around last week in half term and we had nobody here, and they were trying to convince me that they could feel just what a warm school it was. They just said, you just get it when you walk in through the gates. It's got that sense of care and compassion and warmth, and that's really what we're about. And we're talking about how you help children to fulfil their potential. I'm a firm believer that you cannot separate the academic from the pastoral care. And actually the two are intertwined, and if you don't get the pastoral care right, you don't look after student well-being and support them in their personal development and growth, then you're not going to get academic results.
Again, it's part of motivation as well.
Yeah.
If especially a boarder, if not happy at the school, because school is your second home, your first home, then will not perform well.
No.
That's why I think. So pastoral care is extremely important.
It's central, and it's central to all that we do, and it's why knowing our students and working with them individually, and not being systemic in the way that we approach our education, but actually
Systemic.
as in,
I've never heard of that word.
so as a school, here's our structure, here's our system, and everybody must move through it in the same way. Do as we say and everything will be great, and out the other end you come. And I don't think that works for many, many people, for many children. I don't think that works. I think what works is to get to know an individual, to talk to them, to tweak things and to tailor education to their needs and to their passions and enthusiasms, and to build confidence. And I think the single biggest thing that makes a difference to your outcome is actually confidence. And we see that everywhere in life, don't we? It doesn't matter whether that's children in a classroom or whether it's, a football striker on who's got the God-given ability and they've had all the training, they're professional, but, they hit us at 3 or 4 weeks and they cannot stick a ball in the back of the net. What's the difference? Nothing's changed. It's confidence. Confidence is so important. And that's why I think the pastoral care and the warmth and the nurturing environment that we have is so important. And it's why I think our students achieve so well as a consequence.
That's worth a lot.
It's not all about academics. I'm saying this to the parents of the potential students of Farlington School. Academics is a very important part because that's what gets you into good universities. But you won't get good results if the child is not happy. It's all-round education. That is what British education is famous for, and I know that is what Farlington School is famous for as well. And when we send students to Farlington School, we're confident that they will be in good, capable, professional hands.
Have you ever wondered what it feels like for students arriving at Farlington School? As a partner school of our company, students are welcomed with genuine warmth and often find a second family here. Parents need not worry. Sending children to Farlington can be a truly reassuring experience.
So we're going on a tour now with Moira. Wish us good luck. Very good to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Have a great tour.
Thank you.
Have you noticed our channel's growth? It's happening thanks to your support, and we're genuinely grateful. Keep the momentum going, subscribe, and help us continue creating valuable content about British education. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.